Hello friends, we are Digital World Computer. In this tutorial, you will learn about the PLSQL block structure and how to write and execute the first PLSQL block. First, we will learn about block. PLSQL program units organize the code into blocks. A block without name is known as anonymous block. It means we are discussing about the anonymous block today. The next, a anonymous block is only one-time use and useful in certain situations such as creating test units. PLSQL program units organize the code into blocks, and these blocks, a without name, is known as anonymous block. The anonymous block is the simplest unit in the PLSQL. It is called anonymous block because it is not saved in the Oracle database. The anonymous block has three basic sections that are declaration, execution, and exception. In this, only the execution part is compulsory. The other two parts are optional here. The declaration sections allow you to define data types, structures, and variables. You often declare variable in the declaration section by giving the name, data types, and initial values. The execution section is requested and required in a block structure, and it must have at least one statement. The execution section is the place where you can put the execution code or the business logic code here. You can use both procedural and SQL statement inside the execution sections. The next is exception. Exception handling section is starting with the exception keyword. Here you can see a exception keyword is here. The exception section is the place that you can put the code to handle exception. You can either catch or handle exception in the exception sector. Let's take a look at the simplest PLSQL block that doesn't nothing. Here, this is a command line prompt, and you can write a PLSQL block in the SQL command line prompt. Before starting the PLSQL statement or PLSQL block, we used to set the display output on the screen. So to display database output on the screen, you need to use the set server output on command to instruct SQL command the prompt to echo database output after executing the PLSQL block. So we use set server output on. This is a SQL command line prompt. This is not related with the PLSQL block. So we started, and we can write this in the way that set server output on and the size. Size, we assume that the size is like. Here we can set the server output on to echo the database output. Here we write the simplest PLSQL block that does nothing. So we start begin null and end. And last we wrote a single forward slash here. You can see here the single flash forward is a sign to instruct SQL command line prompt to execute PLSQL block. It means we are writing a PLSQL code, and this block is to instruct the execute the block. So we enter and executing this. Here you can see PLSQL procedure successfully completed. It means when we execute this, we get successful execution message. It will do nothing because null statement does nothing. So it is the simplest PLSQL block that does nothing. Next, we use Dbms output put line procedure to output a string on the screen. Say if we want to display hello we are digital word computer. So we begin, so we write begin. Next we wrote Dbms output dot put line hello we are digital word computer, and we end the program. Here we put this single forward slash here, and you can see that hello we are digital word computer. Now we will see another example of anonymous block. In this we declare a variable here, so we write a declare section through the declare keyword. Declare, and the variable name is fname, and the data type is varchar2, and the size is 20. You can see a declare session have a variable with a data type varchar2 and its size is 20. And now we begin the execution code. So we write a begin keyword, begin. We use the select database here, so we use the select last name into fname from employees table, where employee ID is equal to 101, and we use Dbms output. Here you can put the declare session, a execution section, and we output through the Dbms output put line. And next we put a forward slash here, and now we execute this code. And in this session a SQL prompt is executing a SQL query from the database, and it executed through the PLSQL block. And here we get coacher. Now we check another example. In this example we declare 3 variables. So we declare a declare section. Now the first variable is integer type, and we assign the value 10 through the assignment operator. The next we assign 20 value. Now the declaration section is completed in here, and we begin the execution. Here we write the execution, we execute, and we add 2 variables into the third variable. And now we want to output Here we get the value of C. You can see the declaration section have three variables. Two variables is declared by the assignment value. The first value is 10 and the second value is 20. The third variable is assigning by default, that is null value. We begin the execution part. In execution we add two variables which is already assigned through the assignment operator into the third variable, that is C, and we add the two variables in it, and then we print out through the Dbms output line, and we put the variable, and here is the output. We get the output that value of C is 30. We can get the value. Now we complete this chapter. In the next video we learn about the variables, data types and the identifiers. Thank you for watching us. Please subscribe, like and comment our videos. Thank you.